Hiya, it's B again, back with my trusty hot water bottle? No, normal water bottle. I'm here to talk to you about the singing sessions. So you may have heard me last week. You may have seen the live I did about the singing sessions then. A lot of people didn't get to see it, unfortunately. So we're back again, giving you an update on what our singing sessions are going to look like. I want to first start off by saying thanks for joining me. I know that singing is a very personal thing to a lot of people. It's a very private thing. It's something that we all have anxiety issues about, and we compare ourselves to others and we get down about it. But singing is not just for showing off. Singing is a way to express yourself and a way to feel good, and just it's nice to do. It makes your body feel nice, and it can really raise your mood to sing. It also helps you out with your breathing. So if you have asthma, say, or if you have anxiety, the focus on the breath and how to breathe can really help you out. Yeah, so with that said, I'm Bryony, or B as I prefer, and I studied acting. And while I studied acting, I studied performing through song. So I've had 3 years of training in singing. Not particularly formal. So if you've gone through the grading system, you probably wouldn't recognise the training I've had. I've been singing since I was tiny, since I could talk probably, or before. Always singing along with the radio, or singing in the shower, or making my own songs. Eventually, when I was about 7 or 8, I joined a choir, and it was a massive experience for me. Singing in front of all of those people felt really weird, but joining a choir gives you a chance to feel that singing and feel other people singing and how it affects you. It's an amazing experience. So if you can join the choir, I would say go for it. I then found 360 Vocal Works, which is run by Hillingdon Borough. And that's where I found my singing voice, not just my love for singing, but my voice. It gave me masses of confidence and made me a happier, better singer as well. So that's what I would like this group to be. It's not formal singing lessons where you're going to get a grade at the end and people will tell you that you're bad or you're good. This is a place to explore singing, have a go, raise your confidence, learn a couple of things on the way that will make your voice stronger. So if you've never sung before, you're in a great starting place. If you have sung a lot before, you're going to find out some new things and you're going to get some practice under your belt, which is always, always good. Never think that your toolbox is full. Always see what other people are offering and steal it. You're allowed. Take other stuff from your training. So, before I ramble on any further, I'm going to take you through this PowerPoint presentation. So, the singing sessions. We've heard that bit. You know that I am running a singing club. That's the goal. But I'm also planning to go through it in a very specific way. So we're going to have 10 weeks of singing, maybe 12, depending on how we feel. If it's 12, that means for your Duke of Edinburgh, if you want to take it and use it as your skill, we can arrange something to add the extra 2 weeks. So each session will be between half an hour and an hour, and maybe an hour and a half if I'm being sneaky and I get to use the extra time. That's great because it gives us a chance to have a warm-up, to do our practice, to do our singing, and then to cool down again, and go over like what you learn. How do you feel once you've finished our sessions? So currently it's a 10-week program that can be extended. And when you're not in the group with me, practice. I warm up every day, or I try to, I should do, because it's strengthening for your voice, and also it just makes all of your day-to-day talking, singing, all of that stuff safer and stronger. And one of the biggest things about this group is that I'm going to make sure that you're learning to sing safely. It is essential. So Week 1, get to know us. Again, I don't have anyone to ask. What I would love to do when we do finally have a little bit of a group is introduce you to each other. Talk about, what did you learn? When did you start singing? What has your experience been? And what do you want to achieve through these singing clubs? Do you want to be able to sing higher or lower than you could before? Do you want to be able to belt out a show tune? Maybe even you want to add some singing to your rap songs. Like, this group is for anybody and everybody who wants it. So no matter what your background is musically, you can come and jump in and learn something to help you with your skill. Okay. I've introduced myself a bit. I've said what my background is. What do I hope to achieve from this course? I would like to get to know what other people's singing experiences are. I find that teaching someone how to do something makes you look at it in a different way and can help you learn it yourself. So I'm excited to improve my singing. I'm excited to improve my confidence, both in running this club and in singing myself. And I'm hoping that by the end of it, I have helped some young people find their confidence and find their love for singing. That's really important to me, so I hope I can achieve that. Week 2, the 5-point warm-up. I will do a warm-up with you every week, and we will go through all of these points. Body, because if you think of your voice as an instrument, then keeping your body well tuned means that you'll sound good. It also means that you're not going to hurt anything, you're not going to break anything. If you were playing violin, you'd want to make sure that that violin was strung correctly so that it doesn't snap a string halfway through a performance. So we warm up our body. That means get your heart going, but also get your muscles all warmed up, because, and I'm going to say this over and over again, tension is not our friend. If you're tense anywhere in your body, it spreads. It's like when you've twisted an ankle, and then the week later, when you've been limping, you realise that your knee on the other side has started to hurt, and then your hip on the same side has started to hurt. Well, that happens because everything is connected through your body. All of your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles, everything works together. If it didn't, you wouldn't be able to breathe or run or any of those things. So a healthy warm-up needs to start with body, so that all of our systems are ready to go. We will focus on breath, which is very important to singing. It is, if your body was a car, the breath is the fuel. Okay, so you need to learn how to control it, how much you can use, how much you should use, and by having a breath section in your workout, you're strengthening those muscle groups, and you're also starting to recognize what it feels like to be breathing, to be using your diaphragm, to be breathing down into your belly, which I will also talk about. Obviously, you can't breathe with your belly, but you can make it feel like you are. Pitch. Any singer is going to have at least a little part of their mind thinking, how high can I sing? How low can I sing? Where do I feel comfortable? What's my range? And our pitch warm-ups will strengthen your range, but they'll also give you practice running through the range that you already have. So if you find that at the bottom of your range you're quite strong, and then at the top of your range you're fine, but somewhere in the middle there's a crack or a creak or a note won't quite come out, that's what the pitch workout is for. It's for again, strengthening through practice all of the muscles that make up your vocal instrument. Then you got resonance. It's all well and good having your body worked out, your breath ready, your pitch, recognizing pitch and singing and all of that. But without resonance, how the sound vibrates through the air and what parts of our body we use to make that sound vibrate, then no one will hear you. And it's through resonance that we make ourselves stronger singers. We'll go again into much more detail about that in week 2, and we'll have some exercises to focus on it. Articulation. the tip of the tongue and the teeth and the lips. So, articulation is how we chop up a sound into a word. So, obviously, I'm exaggerating the articulation in this sentence. The more we work those muscles, the easier it is to use them. Basically, you don't have to sing like Mary Poppins. In fact, I don't want any of you to change your accents if you have one. Having an accent is a beautiful thing and it makes you unique. But it is great to be able to understand what someone is saying when they're singing. And it helps us as well understand the meaning. We use diction, which is the other frame for articulation, to express ourselves. Think the last time you said a four-letter word, if you say them. It's not the f or the sh that hurts, it's the end of the word. And it's the same with any word. Love. It's not the that means anything, it's the shape. And that's fun for us to get involved in. The point of week 2 is to give you exercises that fit within this 5-point warm-up: body, breath, pitch, resonance, articulation. In week 2, we'll go into way more detail. We'll have some fun activities for each exercise, and you'll be able to eventually warm up without me. You'll find the exercises you like and the exercises that you didn't like so much, and you'll be able to run a warm up for yourself. Week 3, posture and breathing. So this week we're going to look more into how you're standing, what bits of you are tense, recognizing what parts of your body you use to make a sound, and to make a sound that feels good and feels safe. There is such a thing as bad posture, because it's squishing my lungs on this side, it's squishing my stomach muscles, which are then squishing my diaphragm, which are then making it harder to talk. I'm also tight here, so you can hear that coming into my voice. This is bad posture. Again, it brings tension, and tension is not our friend. What do I mean by your voice is like a car? That might be confusing to see on a PowerPoint slide, but I promise it will make sense after week 3. So it's again thinking about the fuel, thinking about the engine, thinking about the steering and the brakes. Each part of your body, I promise, has an impact on your singing. Week 4, the language of music. So I am really bad at sight reading. If any of you have done any sort of musical instruments where you've had to do music theory, you'll know the importance of music notation and rhythm, and how you can recognize them on a page. I never learnt to do that properly, so I will be learning with you. I prefer to learn songs by ear. That's just the way I've always done it, and it's the way I still do it, and I've found reasonable success with that technique. But being able to understand what music is when it's written down will help you to learn music, to recognize what everything means and how to fit into another piece of music, particularly if you're going to be, say, a singer in a chorus, or you're jumping in to fill someone's spot in a band. Being able to quickly recognize what all of the music is without spending hours and hours listening to it can be really, really, really useful, and I should really get better at it. We're going to do some rhythm games. We're going to be spending a lot of time mucking about in this session, because I don't want you to find the language of music boring, because that's why I wasn't very good at it, and I'm still not very good at it, because the people that tried to teach me made it tedious. So I'm going to try not to do that. And then we're going to learn our first proper song together. We're going to pick something easy or comfortable or familiar, And we're just going to see what each of the things on the sheet music mean. And we're going to sing it, basically. By the end of this lesson, we should be able to understand the basics of it. And remember, one session is not going to teach you everything you want to know. If this interests you, do more research. And if it's something that you struggle with, it's something we can practice. Easy as pie. Week 5, types of voice and music. So, what is your voice like? What is my voice like? I found it really hard to work out what I sound like. And I've decided that I'm somewhere between a blues singer and a musical performer. I'm still finding my voice. I'm still finding different types of it. And it's not just about the muscles, it's about what you love, what you enjoy, what do you want to be like. So we'll look at what type of music exists out there. Please bring music that you love. Give me something to search for on Spotify, and we'll play it and we'll have a listen and we'll see what it is that appeals to you. And yeah, what music do you love? Not genres, but maybe there's a singer, maybe there's a particular song that you want to be able to sing like. Bring it in and we'll have a look. We'll also explore what your voice is like. So like I said, it took me ages to find mine, but we can compare, we can listen, we can ask others, we can ask our friends. What is your voice developing in? What can't you do that you'd like to do? And that gives us something to build on for the next week, which is picking a song and how to learn it. So we're going to find individually, we're all going to find a song after week 5 session. I'm not giving you loads of homework, but just pick a song that you like listening to, that you like singing along with, that you want to show off one day, that you want to show off. We'll also talk a lot about how you learn a song. So not just the notation and all of that stuff, but things that make it easier to remember. Which leads us on to week 7. Week 7, we're going to take that song that you've chosen, that you love, that you want to show off, and we're going to have solo sessions. So each of you will have maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes with you, depending how many of you there are. Obviously, if there's less of you, there'll be more time to rehearse, bonus. But we'll practice your song. We'll make sure that you're practicing safely and that you're practicing properly. And I'll give you some feedback, give you a couple of tips to maybe smooth over some bits that aren't working for you. And you'll get used to showing someone what you can do. So these solo sessions are yours. They are for whatever you need. If you need half an hour to chat to me about your self-confidence, I am so happy to do that. If your issue is with singing is practical, we can do that too. So whatever helps you feel better in your singing journey. Week 8 is singing in a group. We're going to talk about how to arrange a song for a group. So if you think maybe Little Mix and how they throw harmonies together, or Hamilton is an example that I will probably come back to a million times because I like listening to it. If you just pick a song and have a listen to anything where people are singing together, listen to how their voices intersect. We're going to be talking about that. How to follow a harmony, how to learn a harmony, what is a harmony. We will definitely go through that in a lot more detail. Then, with the people that you've met throughout this process, you're going to pick a group. Depending on how many of you there are. If there's only 3 of you, there'll be 1 group. And you're going to choose a song that you want to sing together. So find something that you all like or you're all interested in. Have a little listen together, have a discussion about what you like. And start thinking about how you might do it. So are you just going to pick a chorus each? Or a verse each and sing the chorus together? Are you going to try and do complicated harmonies? Whatever you feel comfortable with. No one is asking you to be Mozart. So simple music arrangement is brilliant. Then, like we did with the solo sessions, we're going to have a group practice session. So I'll take your groups into a breakout room on the Zoom if we're still not person to person, and you're going to have a go singing your song with your group. Show it to me. We're going to have ages to practice, hopefully. We might even make it 2 weeks, because again, to bring it up to 12 weeks for your bronze, we'll see. And then there's the option at the end of your group practice to show each other what you've been practicing on your own at home. So hopefully by this point, you know your group, you trust your group. It's going to be the first time that you get to show them what you can do on your own. And it helps us slowly build up to a bigger audience, because week 10, the finale. So hopefully there'll be 2 sessions. So again, we might be able to split it into 2 weeks. Part A, we're going to be talking about stage fright and confidence and how to prepare for a performance. This is also going to be your opportunity to do the run through of the showcase. So it's what it's all been building up to. You're just going to sing for each other. So your groups will get a chance to get feedback from other people, and you as a solo artist get to practice performing to a big group of people. Then part B, or week B possibly, you're going to show off what you've learned. So this is the bit that is most exciting for me, because we've been building up to it. We've been preparing, we've been learning, we've built our confidence, we've learned different techniques, and your voice is going to be completely different to what it was when your family last heard you maybe do a performance at school, or singing in the shower even. Doing a warm-up regularly, every day if you can, or a couple of times a week, will make a massive difference to what you've got now and what you'll have then. And I cannot wait for you guys to show your family and friends what you have accomplished, because this is all about you and all about making you a happy, confident, excited singer. I get a real buzz from singing, so I hope you guys can as well. Now, I hope that my presentation has not bored you all to tears, and you haven't fallen asleep. This whole process is really exciting, and it's not scary, I promise. It might come across as a bit scary when you're first stepping into what might feel like a singing class, but this is a group. We're all growing, we're all learning, and hopefully we're all going to have a really good time, because when singers get together, knowing that you've got that thing in common that you'll always have in common is brilliant. So if that grabbed your interest, if you managed to make it this far through, I would love for you to join us. We're going to have a regular session, and we will update you with that later in the week once we've worked out where everything's going, where you want to be, who you want to join you. So feel free to invite your friends, feel free to, if you live in the borough and you're interested in singing and you're under 25, this is for you. If you need a skill for your Duke of Edinburgh, 3 months. 3 months, that's 12 weeks. So we can make this 12 weeks. You've got maybe half an hour, maybe an hour with me every week. And if you don't fill up that hour, you can always use the rest of the time for your warm-ups and your rehearsals at home. It's a pretty easy way to go, and I could be your assessor. So have a think. What are you interested in? What do you want to do? Ask me any questions you have. Feel free to leave them in the comments. Feel free to get in touch on our Instagram page, which is Young Hillingdon. Feel free to get involved in whatever way you can. I'd love to have a nice big group of you to get involved and get engaged. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. See ya.